Good morning. And I'm sorry I couldn't be with you in person in Orlando today. The United States Senate is taking up the reauthorization of the Patriot Act, an important national security issue, and that's a vote I couldn't miss. But I wanted to begin by thanking Governor Scott for his leadership to our great state, and also for bringing together Florida's economic leaders to talk about the future of America. There's probably no place more appropriate to discuss our future than here in the diverse and vibrant state of Florida. And so with that in mind, I'd like to share with you a few thoughts on what I believe we can do together to make the 21st century a new American century. It's been a little over 7 weeks since I began this campaign for president, and at virtually every event that I do, I'll meet someone or see something that reminds me of my parents, whose life's journey is the reason that I'm able to appear before you as a candidate for president. My parents worked service sector jobs, including for many years in a hotel just like the one where you gathered today. My parents never got rich, but they were successful because just a few years removed from poverty and despair, they achieved a happy life. They achieved what has come to be known as the American dream. But now in this new century, we are facing the most significant period of change since the Industrial Revolution. And yet, instead of benefiting from the opportunities that come with this transformation, our people are held back by the challenges that it presents. And this is because while our economy is transforming, our policies and our leaders are not. Our outdated leaders continue to cling to outdated ideas. Even though our economy is now global, our outdated leaders continue to tax and regulate our businesses as if we were still just a national economy. And even though technology is transforming every industry, they attempt to bring back old jobs rather than spur the creation of new ones. As a result, over the last decade, the United States has lost over $179 billion worth of American companies to other nations. Just since 2008, federal regulations have cost our economy $730 billion. And for the first time in 35 years, we have more businesses dying than we do starting. So I believe the time has come for a new generation of leaders. Leaders who will create a growing economy, not a growing government. Leaders who will help increase our families' paychecks, not their bills. As president, I will reform government to spur private sector innovation so that we quicken our economy's transition to the better paying jobs of this new century. And I will revolutionize higher education so that all of our people can acquire the skills they will need to fill these new 21st century jobs. I will allow employers to immediately expense the money they invest in their businesses so that the more people they hire or the more raises they give, the less they will pay in taxes. I'll lower the corporate tax rate so that it's competitive with the rest of the developed world. If we had done this 10 years ago, we would have attracted over $590 billion worth of foreign companies and jobs by now. Instead, we've driven billions of dollars worth of our own businesses away. I'll also work to increase the child tax credit so that parents can keep more of what they earn. And I'll free up our economy so that it can take full advantage of the new revolution in oil and natural gas production, which will create countless jobs, and it will drive down the cost of living for our families. Many of you are business leaders, and you know what it takes to create jobs. You know as well as I do that nothing has changed about our businesses or our people. They still have the same undiminished capacity to innovate, create, and produce that they had in the last century. What we must change now is our leaders. You know, despite our many challenges, there's no nation on earth I would trade places with. And I believe we are only one election away from a new American century. And the ideas I've just mentioned are only a small look at my plan to usher in that new century of prosperity and opportunity. If we can make our time one of new ideas, not old ones, of a growing economy, not of a growing government, of opportunity for all, not just for a few, then we will be well on our way to a new American century. Working together, we will achieve this in our time. And so I want to thank you again for being at this summit. I'm sorry that I missed you, but I look forward to seeing all of you soon. May God bless all of you. May God bless our great state of Florida. And may God always bless our country, the United States of America.